Hello everyone. The today's topic which we are going to discuss about it is one of the important topic in all kind of programming languages, which is nothing but list. Okay, so when we talk about list, what is list actually? List contains some kind of data. I mean to say it's a kind of multiple set of data. Okay, you can have, for example, if you have some number of employees or number of users, you can have it in a list. Okay, so I we don't want to talk about the other language list. Okay, let's talk about how the list is working in Python and what is the syntax for that. Okay, the syntax for list in Python, it is pretty simple as usual. Variable name, variable name equal square bracket, and you have to provide a variable's name. So variable values. So for example, in this scenario, I have a list and it has three elements in it. Okay, so okay, this is the syntax, but what is which is not there in other languages, which is available in Python. Okay, if you see the particular list which I created here, this is specific to integer. I mean, you can say simply number. Okay, but in other scenarios, can we have list which contains different kind of data? For example, I have a list and it has, for example, 1 comma 2 comma 3, and as well as it has some strings in it. Is it possible? In Python it is possible. Okay, so when you create a list, you can have different types of data inside the list. Okay, let's create a simple list and I'll show you how it looks like. Okay, let's I have a list called list1 is equal to and the square bracket, so 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma, and I do have some integers here, like I can have some names John and Dennis and Matthew. So is there anything else? Yes, we do. We have another data type, or like booleans. So I can have true and I can have false as well. Okay, let's print the list. See, that's simple. So I have a list which contains the integer and a variable and the boolean data. Okay, not variables, strings. Okay, okay. So I have a list. In case if I want to get some specific element, or for example, I want to retrieve the fourth element. How do you do that? You can do that. It's simple logic. Okay, list name and the index. So whether it is a 0 or 1, 2, 3, it depends. Okay, so I'm going to take the third element. See, the third element is nothing but it is John. Okay, and other case, I can have a variable name and I can retrieve the data from list and I can assign to a particular variable. For example, I have a variable called x and I'm going to take the data from the list 1. So which, okay, let me take 3. So when I print x, it holds John in it. Okay, this is possible. Okay, so is there any other way? Because I'm retrieving the data based on the index. Okay, the other way also is possible. You can retrieve the data from the reverse order as well. For example, I have my list name is list1. Okay, so what will happen if I put -1 here? -1 means the last data. Okay, that is -1. The first one is 0 and last one is -1, and print it. See, false. See, that is how they work. If you want to, for example, let's try something different here. Okay, I'm gonna put a -2. So true, which is nothing but this particular data. Okay, so that's all we can do in list? No, it is. Okay, we have the Python list. It contains some lot of advantages which is not there in other languages. Maybe it has, but it's not quite simple like Python. Okay, I'm going to create another list here, list 2, and curly brackets. So 1, comma 2, comma 3, and I have another list inside and which contains different data. 1, 2, 3, and okay, true, false. Okay, so what is happening here? False is not different. Okay, spelling is wrong. Okay. Okay. Okay, print list 2. That's all. Okay. So what is the difference between the first list and the second list? The first list contains all of them individual elements. You can simply say it's a single dimensional. Okay. But when you see the list 2, it has a multi-dimensional. I mean two-dimensional in this scenario. So I have 1, 2, 3, and the fourth element, sorry, 0, 1, 2, and the third elements, it's another list. Okay. So that is a two-dimensional. We can have three-dimensional as well. Okay. So let me, okay, let's see how we are going to retrieve this particular data. The entire this particular data, it's on the index 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's put list of 2, sorry, list 2, and the element is 3. See, we got the data. This is possible. Okay, so you might have another question. Okay, I need to retrieve some specific data in the two-dimensional. That means I have another list inside my list. I want to retrieve some data. I retrieved the secondary list, but I want to retrieve the information inside the second list. Okay, so that is simple. List of the list variable name, and this is the index which will pull the secondary list. From that list, which position you want to take, whether 0th element or first element or second element, because the inner list, it contains 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2. So it has 3 index in it, which is nothing but 0, 1, 2. Okay, so this is my list. From the list, I'm going to take the element of 0 or 1. See, I got the data. Okay, since it is a list, it is a mutable one. Okay, so you can slice the data as well, like how we are doing it in a string. Okay, how we can do that? Okay, list of the list name, and you can provide 2. So what is this? The list of 2. 0, 1, 2, which is nothing but 3. Okay, so print the data. So just 3. So I want to retrieve the specific data from between a range. Well, how we are slicing the data from the string, right? So the same thing it is possible in list as well, because string and list are mutable. Okay, so list name, and you can provide, I want to start from 0, 0 index to end 4. See, 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, and the third element is the another list. Okay, it will take from 0 to 4. That means up to 4. Okay, and as we always do, we can provide the starting position and the end position, and how it has to travel, single element or dual element. Let me put 2 here. See, 1, and it skips the second element, and 3, and it skips the third one. So this is possible in Python, specifically in the list area. Okay, I'm going to create another list, okay, which contains uh, more than two dimensional. Okay, so I'm gonna create a list tree, and so the first list, it contains 0, 1, 2, and the second 4, 5, 6, and third I can have a different data type, right? So I can have true, and I can have false here, and I'm gonna have another element, sorry, square bracket, so I can have a strings here, 1, 2, and I'm gonna have another one more element here. Okay, good. Let's see the length of it. Length of list tree C4. This particular data is 0th element, and this is the second element, and this is the third element, and this is the fourth element. Whenever you're trying to retrieve the data based on the index, it will start from 0. If you want to take the entire length, it will start from 1. Okay, see, 1, 2, 3, and 4. If you take as an index by, it is 0, 1, and 2, and 3. Okay, so let's try to retrieve some data from this three-dimensional list. Okay, I'm going to retrieve the data from the list tree, and the first element, I'm going to retrieve the data from the second index, which is nothing but true or false. This is the second element, second index actually. From that, I'm going to take this first element. Okay, see, we got the data. Okay, okay, in the other way. So I want to take this particular value, like 0, 1, 2, 3. My index is 3, and from my index 3 I need to take the value of 3, which is nothing but second index. Okay, so how we are going to do that? So this is my list tree, and the index of the list, and inside the list, which index you are going to take it. I'm going to take the second element, which is nothing but 3. So we are expecting 3 here, right? Very simple. Okay, so like this, there are different ways to work with a list. Okay, so in the next video, what we are going to do is we are trying to create some simple program which will help us to understand how the list is exactly working. And for example, we can have some kind of validation program, like if a user is trying to enter into the system, we will verify whether the particular list is existing, and if it is existing, we are not allowing them to create it again, and if it is not existing, we are asking them, do you want to add it? If you want, if as, then we are going to add the particular list into our system. Okay, this is a next practical program which you are going to do it. Okay, meanwhile, just go through the video and try different way of manipulating the list, and let me know if you guys have any clarification. Okay, thank you.